All right, tubers. Jeff Lynn's in the garage with you Sunday the 14th of January. The epoxy has dried up fairly good enough, I think, for us to start test fitting and see what we can come up with today. So we're going to get busy doing that, trying to get the windshield put in and see where everything kind of comes together. When we have a shot of that, we'll bring you along and we'll see what happens. All right, tubers. All right, you two. Been kind of wrestling around with this thing just a little bit. Not too bad. We clamped up the upper cowl where it needs to be. Our measurements, side to side, front to back, everything is good. The cowl panel is definitely in the right spot according to the firewall. I don't think it could be any closer than what it is. It's perfect side to side, and we've got the windshield laid in, and we've got it centered up the best we can center it up on our pillars, and across the top is I mean about as daggone perfect where it's at as I can get. I mean it's not bad at all. That is the test fit of the windshield. And I think before I do anything else, I'm going to drill a couple of holes through here and through here. That way I know I get this panel back exactly like it is right now, because that's where I believe it needs to be. All right, tubers, just coming along. We have got our holes across the front, the sides, and we've laid the panel back in and lined it up with our little reference marks we made here. We drilled 3 test holes along this area here, and as you can see, that's dead on there. Passenger side, of course, it's going to hit the bottom of the A pillar, so we know we're good there. And our test hole, see if we can shine a little light on it. It's in there, YouTube. It's just kind of hard to see. There and in the center. We're good everywhere. So we know what we did is from where that line is on the top of that piece. And let me show you what it looks like on the inside. You see the top of that piece right there? You see my line? I dropped back 1 inch. And you can see where some of them old ones are that we welded up. So we've got the one on each end here and over there, and now we're gonna come we're gonna find us a spot from the inside where to start on each side. And I think right along in this area right here is where we'll start with the first one. And that'll give us to here, and then these, and then that. There'll be plenty of spot welds. That's pretty much the way the old panel is. So, main thing was getting that 1 inch from the line, so we knew we were going to be. And the reason why is, I'll bring you right back and I'll show you what's going on the inside. All right, YouTube, here's what's going on. I made a mark with a Sharpie on that first hole right there. And the way this thing is, it's got a roll, and it comes down, and then it comes back up. And then of course it drops off into the box. Well, right there is dead center. So we know that 1 inch is perfect from here. From where we made our line, we come 1 inch. And it needs to be in this section right here. You can see one of the old ones there. There. You don't want it up in this valley area. You're not going to ever get it welded. So you want it to be in this there. Right there. And there's a couple of them I didn't weld up, but I got most of them. So, and we know we're good up here. But that's where you want to be, YouTube, right in there where them old ones are, in that little narrow area right there. So that's why we test fitting, to make sure that we get in that area. All right, back off a little bit and kind of see what it is. All right, you two, we'll get to drilling. Bring you back. All right, people, back again. All these holes have been bared slightly on this side just to try to keep that epoxy away from our weld, or that EPD coating, whatever it's called. Some kind of electro something deposited deal. Anyway, where we punched our holes through with the drill bit, we went back with the belt sander, kind of like the same, just a tip end of that sander, and we cleaned up on the underneath side, and then we scuffed everywhere we put that belt sander, and we went ahead and put a coat of enamel paint, black, on there. I think we're going to be fine doing that. This is all going to be sealed up with seam sealer once it's welded. You're going to lose a little bit of whatever you put on there with that heat, but I think as long as these panels stay tight, you'll probably be okay, hopefully. I mean, it's probably going to outlast me for sure. I mean, so I'm not worried too much about the next fellow if he gets hold of it. But anyway, what we've got to do now is come in here and mark our holes on that underneath side. That way we can bare that panel, get that epoxy we sprayed last night out of the way. All right, there's a quick shot of our marks everywhere. Everything looks like it's pretty well in the center of that area that we talked about. Real good. And then of course all these are pretty much in line. All right, YouTubers. It's about 6 p.m. Sunday afternoon, and we are done with the upper cowl panel. We're not actually done. We've still got to clean up the welds and come along here with our seam sealer. But the cowl is in. It's not going anywhere, trust me. It's welded in. Didn't have any problems. Started in the middle and kind of did a crisscross pattern to get started, and then just came on out the left and then went back over to the right. We did get that center section down good and tight to start with though, and that way we didn't throw any wrinkles or anything in anywhere else. I don't know how good all this is going to show up. My lighting in here is terrible, but all the welds did real good. Didn't seem to have any trouble with anything. There's a little corner weld there. And what we did on this one, YouTube, we actually went on out about 3/8 of an inch with this hole, because there's just not a lot up here. There's just this one, and then of course these two down here. And we did the same thing on the other side. We just made this one a little bit bigger so we could just bull hog the heat in there to it. Shouldn't have any problems with this cowl holding. Everything looks pretty daggone good. Shot of these welds across there, and coming back on the dash area, pretty much the same results. We ended up turning the heat up a little bit. Carry you around to the other side. We ended up turning the heat on up a little bit just to make sure, YouTube. There's our little corner weld. Like I said, we went on out a little bit bigger with it. Everything on each side is about the same. Like I say, same results pretty much. Not too bad for an old fat guy. Pretty happy with that. All right, YouTube, that's the upper cowl panel, welded in. A lot of work in putting one of these in. And we probably ended up with about 10 hours worth of work in this thing. That includes tearing the oven off, all the prep work, all the cleanup on the inside, somewhere around 9-10 hours. I did try to keep up with it just for my own personal knowledge on that, just to see. But there again, got it done, happy with it. I want to thank everybody for watching these videos. I know sometimes I talk a lot, talk too much, and don't show near as much of the work. Like I've said in the past, it's just kind of hard for me to do it that way. I hope you can get something out of this. My plan later on, once we get the roof skin done, there's not a lot of videos on how to do it. And mine may not be how to do it. Mine may be how not to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go around the roof skin and explain what I did to get the roof skin off the old one and to prep and get the new one on. And maybe that'll help somebody down the road if they're trying to do one. At least they'll know how I did it, and they can go from there, you know, whether they make changes or whatever. Not that I'm an expert, because I'm not. I'm a novice. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed lately, and of course, always the folks that have been here from the get-go. Thank y'all. Y'all know who you are. I hope this helps somebody. Maybe it will. I enjoyed doing this. This was a good panel. I enjoyed doing this panel. It's been very enjoyable, like I said. But anyway, quit talking, Jeff. Get off here. All right, YouTubers, we'll do it next weekend.